ideas and an Oreo cookie. It's a bright idea to dunk it or to crunch it or unscrew.
Hello everyone, welcome to Talking Cookies. I'm Brianna Goodman and I'm here with Sinead Pierce. How are you doing today, Sinead?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So, I heard that Mean Girls is coming up.
Yes, it is. It's next week. Or maybe not when this is released, but right now, yeah, it's next week.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I can't wait for everyone to see the show. We've been working on it for such a long time, and it feels like it's been such a long time, so yeah, I can't wait for everyone to watch it.
I can imagine like all the hard work going in, and you have a lead this time, right? You're Katie?
Yes.
So tell me about how it is like playing that character.
It's really exciting. I mean, it's a dream role of mine, first of all, and I'm such a big fan of the movie, the original movie, the Broadway musical, and so it's really, really exciting to get to play a character who you kind of grew up with. You know, like in the past we've done other shows a lot of people grew up watching, and so it's very exciting to get to now play a character that so many people are familiar with. So yeah, it's really
Of course, like I feel like Mean Girls is just such a staple in, you know, pop culture.
Yeah.
It's such like a remarkable like movie, and especially the musical coming out. The timing was perfect for you guys to do this musical. So how'd you find out you were Katie?
I mean, yeah, so we found out that we were doing the show in December, I think.
Yeah.
So we've been kind of waiting for a long time, and then we had auditions for over 2 weeks in January. And then I remember I was in my living room with my best friend Emma, who is one of the stage managers too.
Oh, wow.
And we opened the cast list together and we found out, and it was very, very exciting because it's both exactly what we hoped we would get. So
That's
yeah, it was really awesome.
Yeah. So was that like your top choice? Like that was the character that
Yeah,
you
it's
really
who I
wanted?
really wanted to get.
Yeah. So being Katie, there's like so many different things that go into that character, right? Like costumes. I heard that you have a lot of costumes, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the costumes that are going into that?
Yeah, I mean, so it kind of starts off the show. So if you know Mean Girls, you know that she starts off, she lived in Kenya, and then she was homeschooled, and so she comes to Illinois where the show takes place and has to adjust to normal teen life, which she doesn't know. So it kind of starts off in wearing like safari clothes, like flannels. It's very, she's not very stylish, so it's a lot of very out of place costumes for like the show where the show takes place. And then as the show goes on and she becomes kind of with the plastics, it slowly becomes more like pinks and skirts and like bright colors. And so there's a lot of different costumes. One of the costumes I'm really excited about is the scene in her house, the house party that she has. So like I have the dress from the original movie,
Oh,
which
really?
I'm really excited about. So a lot of the costumes
so
for a
fun.
lot of us are really trying to be nods to the original outfits that they wear. So yeah, I think we're all really excited about showing off those costumes.
That's super exciting. And like the amount of work that probably went into that is insane. But how many like changes do you think you have throughout the show to show like all of that?
Yeah, there's 10. I have them in my notes app. I'm very ready,
wow.
but there's some of them are like just taking off a flannel,
Yeah.
you know, putting something else on, but some are like full outfit changes. So there's a lot. Yeah.
So, like, how do you think you develop Katie throughout the play? Like, how is Skull and Bones taking this character and making her develop? Like, how are you guys using the set changes and the scenery to show that?
Yeah, so like we start off the show, like the first song, like right at the beginning, it's taking place her leaving Kenya. So we haven't really gotten a lot of our sets yet. So right now we're still kind of working with our imagination, but it's going to be, you know, transforming into North Shore High School and then to her house. And like there's a frozen yogurt shop. I don't know if we're really going to have a set for that, but there's a lot of scenes that take place in different places throughout the town that she lives in and has to adjust to. So I think a lot of that is going to be really crucial once we get those done to kind of helping to, you know, develop how she's adjusting to this new world that she has never lived in anything like this before.
Yeah, because you're taking like a character that has, she's coming from this life and she's a very smart girl who believes that the universal language is math.
Right, yeah.
So you're taking that type of person and you're putting her in an environment where you have this kind of like almost you're looking up to these girls that are perfect in plastic, and I feel like
not math
portraying yeah, exactly, and they don't understand her, but she kind of understands the way her society works.
Yeah.
So her trying to blend into that is super interesting to show through Mean Girls.
Yeah, one of the really cool things we do with that too is, and they showed this in the original movie, is like she sees the world through animals almost, and like you see
I remember
scenes
that.
where like people are kind of acting like animals because she sees them as all like these primal creatures,
Like the zoos.
And so there's like even songs and stuff that has to do with that. There's a song called Apex Predator that's like relating Regina to like a lion or like the apex predator of the animals, and so there's a lot of things like that that are really really cool, and I'm excited to show people like those kinds of scenes.
Those it's a very unique play, unique musical, and very unique storyline to portray in a high school. Especially since it is in a high school, the way that you're taking like all these metaphors and you're putting them into a musical, that's super exciting to do.
Yeah, I'm really excited for people to see it.
Yeah. Well, Predators, we do have mug cakes. Excited to try it?
I am very excited.
Okay, let's try it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
A little late, but it's okay. Oh, that's really good, actually.
Really good.
I knew it would be because Claire's amazing, but that's really good.
Our baker, Claire, she delivered.
Yes, they're really good. I like that.
They're
I've
very
never had
good.
one before, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
Me neither. I saw them like all over TikTok. That's actually another thing. In the movie, they had like the way that they portrayed the song "Sexy," the Halloween one. They actually did it through the TikTok lens.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's really, really, really creative.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool idea. We have a lot of that too. Like a lot of the show, especially in the Broadway musical, when you see they have like screens that are all like people on social media.
Really?
So we don't have, you know, screens around our entire stage, of course, but there's a lot of scenes where people are on their phones and they're kind of using social media as a way to communicate because it's the, you know, the original movie takes place in the 2000s, but this one's in 2019.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really fun.
I think it's cool that they played like that really iconic Y2K, but they brought that to life in the 20s.
Right, yeah.
So I think it's super interesting to see that contrast between like this fashion that we look back in the 2000s and we're like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. We want to be like them. We want the Juicy Couture outfits. We want the hairstyles, the tracksuits, all of those things. But the fact that all of that's coming back, but we're integrating that with technology.
Right, yeah.
Super interesting.
That's been one of my favorite things, like with the costumes, like I said, about kind of taking inspiration from the original movies, but matching it with what the style is today. So like it's the same idea, you know, but it's more of like what the, you know, cuts for shirts and everything would be today rather than like in the 2000s.
Yeah,
so it's been really
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah.
I think Mean Girls is going to be a hit.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
So this is your 6th Skull and Bones production, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were the other musicals you were in, and what were your roles in them?
I mean, yeah, that's going a long way back. I mean, we did Midsummer Night's Dream, a Shakespeare play. My sophomore year, I was Helena. Beauty and the Beast, I was the wardrobe.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was really fun. Those were my sophomore year, and then like last year, in a show called She Kills Monsters, which is like Dungeons and Dragons. I was a character named Tilly.
Yeah.
And then Vince Fontaine in Grease, and then senior year of Puffs, I was the narrator, and now Katie.
This is awesome, and
it's
this
been a fun
is
journey.
Yeah, of course, and this is like definitely a highlight. Like this is like a big character.
Yeah, it's really really exciting it's a great note to end off on.
Of course. And I'm so happy that you got this role.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Of course. I mean, there's so much hard work that goes into it. So how are your, like, song numbers, like your dances coming along, and how is preparing your voice for this show going?
It's really great. I'm having a few voice troubles right now. I mean, because we've been singing for so long, and there's just been, I sing a lot in this show, so, you know, but it's just a lot of rest. We really need everyone to rest up, be on their A game this week. Today's our first tech rehearsal, so yeah, it's really, it's go time, and so yeah, it's just been a lot of practice. I have a vocal coach, so I've been really practicing as much as I possibly can. But yeah, and the dances are coming along really, really great. So everyone's like really on their A game and is looking really great.
That's good. And as like an effort, like as a whole, how do you think the whole production of it is going?
I think it's really great. You know, everyone, like, it's I think most amazing watching how much everyone cares about the show.
Yeah.
You know, not just like being at rehearsals, but putting in the effort to like really like not just know the numbers, but dance all out and have their faces like and have expression. And I think that really shows who really cares. And it's amazing when so many people are obviously putting so much hard work into it.
Yeah.
And I think you especially learn to appreciate it when it's like your last show and you want it to be the best that it can possibly be.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's really exciting watching everyone be very into it.
I think the beauty of Skull and Bones is that you are working together for the same goal. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's a family. It really is. Like, I know everyone says that about like clubs, but it really is, because especially when you're spending so much time together,
Yeah.
you really learn to appreciate each other on a different level and really become a family.
Yeah. Well, on that family note, I wish you to break a leg,
Thank
and I
you.
hope you do so well. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, break a leg.
Thank you.
I will be back with Claire Arnoff.
Smart Cookies. Hi, my name is Matt Nadoff from Epham's Quiz Bowl, and here's this month's Smart Cookies question. What famous Broadway musical was funded by the selling of a famous Major League Baseball player?
Welcome back. I'm your host, Brianna Goodman, and I'm here with no other than the baker, Claire Arnoff. So tell me about how you made our mug cakes today.
Well, I made them with the recipe I found on TikTok. There's a trending mug cake recipe, and
I saw that.
yeah, it's like really good, and it takes 1 minute to make, and it's using like Oreos, milk, and other common household ingredients.
I think this cake is amazing, obviously.
I put like an Oreo in the center, so it like tastes like more like Oreos.
I see like the cream at the bottom. It's really good.
Thank you.
You know, I think like social media influence is like influencing everything. Even Mean Girls.
Yeah.
You know, you see the new musical movie and they have like social media references left and right.
Yeah.
And you're doing costume, right?
Yeah, I'm in costume crew. I like help manage the costumes, keep track of them, and like help fix costumes when like they need to be fixed and stuff.
Yeah. So when you look for things for costumes, where do you get like your inspiration for it?
Well, we all make a slideshow, and we look on Google, Pinterest, and we compare it. Well, for Mean Girls in specifics, we use the movie, the musical, and the new musical movie to have outfit ideas, and we like combine them together.
That's awesome.
And sometimes we use our own ideas, whatever fits best with what we want to portray for the musical.
That's cool. So what are things that you have been, you know, trying to portray with such a, you know, different setting in a storyline?
Well, I don't remember the exacts of what like they were saying, but there is a color scheme that's going to be happening. Like obviously Regina is pink, and I remember they did say that Katie was going to be originally starting in like more like tans and like greens because like she's from Kenya. And then as she like goes on and becomes more plastic, her clothes are going to turn more pink. And then at the end it's going to go back to the way it was, showing that she like did a full circle and realized everything.
I love that. So it's gonna be like she's gonna start off like how she was, and then, you know, she's gonna go into that. So what are some of the things you're looking forward to with this musical coming up?
Well, I'm looking forward to see how it all comes together, and I can't wait to see like all the costumes come into play. I know like we're using some of the original like costumes from the movie, not like the exact, but like costumes from the movie, costumes from the musical. Like there's like the one dress that Katie wears in the party scene. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
and I think in the musical there's like, and in the movie there's like the bride, like the bride
Oh
with
yes,
blood.
like
Yeah.
during the Halloween party,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we use that costume. So there's a lot of that in it as well.
So what's your role in the musical this year?
Well, I'm a part of the ensemble, so I'm like a part of like dancing in the background and like creating like our own little storylines that just like go on in the background.
That sounds so much fun though. And what's like your favorite number to be a part of?
My favorite number, I like Whose House Is This? Because I love the dance that we are doing. I just feel like it's really fun and I memorized it pretty easily.
That's good. Is it like hard to do like all the dances? Like how much work did it take for you guys to really learn the dances and stay on key?
It was a lot of work, but it's all coming together right now, and all the dances are looking really good. There's like some changes that are being made, but the changes are making the dances even better.
That's good. As long as like, every change is trying to make everything, better. And what are some of the things that you've done personally to contribute to this musical as a whole?
Well, I mean, I'm just like helping follow along with what the directors have to say. I'm like trying my best to play an active role in drama club. I like volunteer myself for things when needed. So I do that to try to help out and make the musical run as smoothly as possible.
That's awesome. I mean, working with directors as amazing as the ones in Skull and Bones and the people that are just as passionate as you, it must make everything flow so much easier, right?
It does, yeah. All the people are so talented, and I can't believe I'm working with them.
Yeah, it's honestly amazing. And as you are also in B&B, like that it's just such a family environment.
It definitely is, yeah. I made so many friends through the Skull and Bones program, and I love meeting all of them.
And this is your second production in Skull and Bones,
It's
right?
my third. I did, I worked in crew in She Kills Monsters, cast in Grease, Puffs, and now in Mean Girls.
That's awesome. And how are you, what was the difference between the other productions you've done compared to Mean Girls?
Well, Grease is definitely similar to Mean Girls because I was ensemble for both. But I love the dances more in Mean Girls because I'm more comfortable with that movie and musical. Puffs, I had more of an active role. I had a speaking part. But I don't mind being a part of the ensemble because I find it fun just being able to dance while everything's going on.
That's awesome. I think that Mean Girls is going to come out amazing. You have such an amazing group of, students that are so dedicated to putting their best foot forward to get this musical off the ground and to make it come to life. And I think the timing of Mean Girls too, right? The movie just came out.
Yeah, I watched it right after my audition, so it was perfect timing.
That is perfect. I know that you guys had some musicals narrowed down.
Yeah.
I remember that there was some Skull and Bones kept posting every day that it was either they were going to do Beauty and the Beast, they were going to do a bunch of different musicals, but then when Mean Girls came out, how did you feel about that?
I was super excited for Mean Girls. I was I'm not even joking, 5 seconds before they announced it, I'm like, what if it's Mean Girls?
Oh my
and then
gosh.
she pulled it out and she's like, you know what would be so fetch? And then
Oh, yep, fetch.
and then they showed the poster for Mean Girls.
Oh my
well, not the
gosh.
poster, Mean Girls, and I was super excited. We all were, and there was a bunch of emotions going on.
I can imagine. I mean, that is so fetch.
It was, yes.
This is also so fetch. I think that your mug cake is so fetch.
Thank you.
Do you think so too?
It is.
I
I love baking.
usually on the show we have cookies, but I'm so happy that you got to come on the show, that you made us something different, like our mug cake. And I think talking cookies is so fetch. Don't you think?
I agree.
So I think you guys should come and see Mean Girls on April 12th and 13th. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me here.
Yeah, so I've been Brianna Goodman alongside Claire Arnoff, and I'll see you on the next Talking Cookies.
Smart cookies, the answer.
Some years after the premiere, it was claimed that producer Harry Frazee, the former owner of the Boston Red Sox, financed No Nanette by selling baseball superstar Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees, resulting in the curse of the Bambino, which, according to a popular superstition, kept the Red Sox from winning the World Series from 1918 until 2004. Until next time, I've been Matt Nadoff from Mepham Quiz Bowl, and we'll see you all next month.